the dirt. And Lord, your people are suffering shame and reproach, and this battle is yours, Lord. Now you're going to have to fight it, because I can't fight it. I'm going to do the best I can. Now here goes, Lord. Lord, bless my arm, bless my fingers, bless my feet, bless the sling, bless this here rock. Help me, Lord, help me not to slip. Put this thing where you want it to go. I'm doing this in your name, for your glory. Amen, amen. And that boy broke out running toward Goliath, coming like a deer. He headed right straight for it. And that old giant was so cocksure of himself, he done sat right down on the ground. He just folded up laughing, and the man standing there with the shield still hadn't given him the shield. And Goliath was just sitting there rocking back and forth and just laughing himself silly. Didn't even put his helmet on. And right in the middle of one of those belly laughs, he looked up, and there was that shepherd boy coming right across the ground straight for him. And that boy was coming just like a gazelle. And that sling was going around that boy's head. And Goliath took one look, and he said, "Well, dog my cats, that boy means business." "Well, we'll see about that." And he got up there and reached over there and grabbed that shield from his armor bearer and picked up that spear and couched it like a lance in front of him. And he forgot his helmet. And the armor bearer said, "Your helmet, sir. Your helmet." And Goliath said, "Blow on yourself, man. I don't need that mess. I was going to pick up that Girl Scout with my bare hands and put him down under my big toe and just squash him to death." And he took a step forward. And that was as far as he got. That was the last step that Goliath ever took. David was already up there within about 25 yards of him. And that sling went around his head for the last time, and out went that rock, right in the forehead between the eyes. And that old giant went, and let me tell you, when that rock went in there, it went in there just like Arnold Palmer had driven a golf ball off a tee number 1 with a number 1 wood. I mean, when that thing went in there, it sank into that forehead and split that frontal bone and drove those septum bones right back in through the brain. And Goliath couldn't have been killed any deader than if a 20-millimeter shell had hit him right smack between the eyes. And he dropped to the ground. And David never waited a second. He already had the second rock out and in that sling and was headed for that armor bearer. Now that armor bearer had dropped everything he had, including Goliath's helmet, and was heading right back toward the hillside, running back toward his own lines like a jet-propelled rabbit, yelling, "Don't shoot me, man! Don't shoot me, David! Don't shoot me, man! Don't shoot me!" When he cleared out of the scene, David went back to that giant and walked up to him and put one foot right up on his chest. And then he reached down and took a hold of the hilt of that sword, still stuck there in the scabbard, still sheathed, and that giant hadn't even bothered to take it out. David hauled out that sword and raised that sword up in the air over his head in both hands, and there in the valley of Elah, in the sight of 20,000 men, that giant's blade flashed in the air, and down it came. And that head rolled off that body.